In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I'm taking on my upcoming coast to coast hike. If you don't know what the coast to coast is, it is a trail here in the UK, and I have done a video explaining all about it and all my plans for hiking it, which I will link up here as well as in the description box below, so be sure to check that out if you want further details. So I am literally just going to get started and show you what's in my pack. And here we go, here is everything laid out in a flat lay position so you can see all that I'm taking. Right, let's get down a bit closer and I'll show you the individual items. First things first, the pack I'm taking is by Atom Packs, and that is the Mo 50, which is probably a little bit bigger than I actually need for the trail, but I used it on the West Highland Way and found it so comfortable, and I love the fact that I've got my hip belt pockets on it here that are nice and spacey to be able to put all my gear in it for recording and for eating along the trail. I will of course be taking my trekking poles, which are the Lecky Cork Light, and the trail runners I'm going to be using are the Brooks Cascadia 16s. Now I'm going to do a video specifically on these in the next few months, so I'll go into that in a bit more detail. And for anybody that asks me why I'm not using hiking boots, I prefer hiking in trail runners, and if I can walk the whole length of America, I'm pretty sure I can do the coast to coast in them, so I just find them so much more comfortable. And I will also be taking my sit pad, which is a very old one. I don't even know the brand anymore. This is an emergency shelter, which is a survival shelter for 2 people. Now Derek and I are both travelling on the coast to coast, so this will be perfect just in case we get into any situations in the hills that require keeping warm and staying protected. Also, if it's raining an awful lot, we can hide under there and have our lunch. I have got a first aid kit, which is basically from Life Systems, and what I've done is added all the extra things to it that I feel that I need when I'm out hiking. So I'm going to put that on the screen for you now and show you all the different little bits inside it. This is the contents of my first aid kit. Obviously I have got the bag to start with. A sterile adhesive dressing, so this is quite a large one. Non-woven swabs, these are just sterile swabs, they're a bit smaller and square. Zinc oxide tape and a bandage with a clasp on it, so if I do need to deal with a sprained ankle, that's there ready as well. I've got a mixture of plasters and some Compeed for any blisters. Neosporin, which is an antiseptic ointment. Burn gel, ibuprofen, these are migraine tablets, steri strips, and also some cleansing wipes. Got KT tape, just in case I have any issues, which I have in the past with my calves, so this is really good physio tape to strap my calves up if needed. There is 2 strips there. Cotton and a needle, mixture of safety pins and a button, some duct tape, Swiss Army knife, so that's got your knives, scissors, tweezers, and a couple of other random little items on there as well. I've got a tick removal card, and this has got a magnifying glass on it, so if I do get any ticks I can safely remove them. Got some stormproof matches and also the ignition strip as well. Some sterile gloves, some antihistamines, and these are some chlorine water treatment tablets, just in case I have any problems with my soya squeeze and need to sterilise some water. I will of course be taking my daily iron spray and vitamin B12, just to make sure that I've got good health whilst on trail. I've got Factor 50 sun cream and also Factor 30 sun cream for a lip salve. This might sound peculiar because I'm not camping, but I'm still going to be taking my soya squeeze and water filter. The reason for this is I then don't have to carry as much water in sections where there's not going to be anywhere to buy water from, and it also prevents me having to buy water bottles. So I want to be able to collect water as much as possible when I go, so I've got the filter itself and also the bag that I will squeeze from into these 1 litre bottles. Now these are perfect. I've mentioned this before when I was hiking the West Highland Way. These will fit on the thread for the soya squeeze, because a lot of the other bottles that are recommended here in the UK do not fit, but these ones do. So I'll be taking 2 1-litre empty bottles. Something I like adding to my water is these, which are Nunes. They are electrolytes and they taste really good. I find they really help when hiking, and these are the sports version. I'm taking my torch and some spare batteries. So this does have batteries in it, but I'm taking some spare batteries as well. Now onto toiletries. I've got my bamboo toothbrush. I like to take the brush tablets with me, and these are just another little way of being able to reduce that little bit of plastic. As you can see, they're tablets that you just bite down on, chew, and then use like normal toothpaste. And I will be decanting these into a different container because this is a glass bottle. The deodorant I use is the Orange and Bergamot Active Deodorant Balm when I'm hiking, and that's by the Natural Deodorant Company. And of course, what trip would be without a bit of Dr. Bronner's? So that is going to be for washing when I get to the room and doing my hair. Now, I'm quite fussy about products, which is why I don't tend to use the products in hotels, because I always use vegan friendly and cruelty free. I'll be taking a pot of coconut oil. This will be used for multiple things. I use this for taking off makeup, using as a moisturiser, using as a hair conditioner, using as a body moisturiser, and all kinds of random little things. It's also very good for chafing, just in case anybody suffers with that. I've got a pot of hair product in there, some earplugs just in case I've got any noisy youth hostel dorms, flannel, so instead of taking a great big heavy cotton one, it's nice and lightweight. I have my menstrual cup and a hair bobble. Now for some very random little bits and pieces. First of all, I got the Garmin Explorer, which is used for not only navigation purposes if needed, but also it's a safety device for being able to contact the emergency services just in case I am out of signal with my mobile phone. It's also got a little map on there and a compass, so it's going to be my backup device to my maps. I will of course be vlogging the whole experience, so not only will I use my iPhone, but I'm also taking my Canon G7X Mark III camera. I do love taking a DSLR out with me, but I've realised now on trails I just don't bother as much. It's too much hassle and it's really not worth the extra weight. So I'm going to be taking photographs on this mainly, as well as vlogging. The attachments for this, I've got the UltraPod 2 mini tripod. I use that for vlogging and also placing on things, so I'm not going to be taking a big tripod with me. It also got the attachment, and this is for a mobile phone, so my iPhone does attach onto the top of here if I need it. Got all the relevant cables. I've got my spare batteries and power charger for my batteries. And this is just a small Osprey 3-litre waterproof bag that I will keep all my electronics in my main bag on top of everything. Here we have got the toilet area, so I've got tissues, hand gel. I use these little dog bags. I know it's crazy, but they're much nicer to use to carry out any waste if you need to. And I also have the Juice of Spades trowel as well for digging any cat holes. This is a waterproof dry bag again by Sea to Summit. It is a 20-litre bag, and what I will do is line the backpack with this bag and put everything in it, and then obviously the electronics will have their own little spot on there as well, because the bag isn't fully waterproof. Here I have got my passport, my card and some change. Now the reason I'm taking my passport is because a lot of the youth hostels that I'm staying in require photographic evidence when you check in. So I do need to take that with me. Obviously my bank card, self-explanatory. The change is for things like honesty boxes and little shops that perhaps don't use card. So it's always a good idea to have a bit of spare change. I'm taking my iPhone with me to obviously make calls if I need to, photographs and vlog, so it's a good backup device for all that, as well as a waterproof cover. So if it's pouring it down with rain, I'll be able to put this in there and still be able to do some vlogging. Now, I will also be using this for navigation purposes because I've got an app called OS Maps. On here, what I have done is basically tracked every single day on the coast to coast. So I've gone through it and got it all there in detail. So that is what I'll be using for my main navigational purposes. Now, I would normally carry other maps with me, paper maps. However, you do require 8 different OS maps to be able to do this hike. So rather than carrying all those, I have got this. I have also got my Garmin, and also Derek is coming with me and he also has it on his phone. So we do have 2 backup options just in case one fails. I will also be taking my Garmin Forerunner because I just like to have it with me so I can check my pace, check how many miles I've done, and also check the time. Now you'll notice a bit of a gap here. I've just realised this is where the microphones should have gone, but because I'm filming with them, I can't show you them. So I'm just going to basically not talk for a second and put them there so you can see what they look like. They are the Rode Wireless Go. And finally, on to the clothes section. I've got my waterproofs, obviously one of the most important things that I'm going to be taking with me. I've got the Torrent Shell Patagonia jacket and also the Burhouse Deluge trousers, I think they're called. I'm going to be taking 2 pairs of trousers, which is very unlike me. I've got a pair of Alpkit trail running tights, which I found so comfortable on a previous hike. And I've also got these Faucles hiking trousers, which have got plenty of pockets. So I've got 2 different options. Obviously I'll be wearing one and carrying one. 3 different tops. Again, very unlike me, I normally only have 1 top, so I thought I'd be very civilised on this. This is a Craghoppers short-sleeved shirt with sun protection. This one is a Mountain Warehouse long-sleeved breathable top. And then also this is a Mountain Warehouse very old long-sleeved base layer top. I just wanted a couple of different options on this trail. To sleep in, I've just got an old black t-shirt, and also I've brought along a fleece for those cold days, and that's an old North Face one. Again, I don't tend to wear really nice things on trails because they just kind of get a bit used anyway. But I'm not taking a puffy coat because if it does get a bit chilly, I am thinking with a base layer, a shirt, a fleece and a waterproof jacket, I should be okay. The temperatures look like they're going to be around about 18 degrees as an average, so I can't imagine it getting too cold. However, if it does, I also have my Cirrus waterproof gloves because I know there is nothing worse than being on top of a ridge or an edge when it's pouring it down with rain in the cold and having freezing cold hands. And I also have my mountain equipment beanie hat there too, plus my buff, which I'll use as either a headband or around my neck. I've got a baseball cap with a buff baseball cap. I've got my sports bra, 2 pairs of ex officio knickers, and what I will do is wash them each night where I am staying, so they should always be dry for the next day. And same with the socks, I've got 1 to wear, and then I've also got a backup just in case they don't dry thoroughly. I've got a pair of sunglasses, and that I think is pretty much everything. And that is everything that I'm going to be taking with me on the coast to coast. I really hope that this video has been useful and that it's helped anybody planning their coast to coast hike, or in fact any other hike here, especially in the UK. If you have any questions though, please feel free to put them in the comments section below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I will also be not only vlogging the entire trail, so you'll be able to see exactly what the trail is like, which I'm so looking forward to sharing with you all, but I'm also going to be doing follow-up videos where I give you further resources and help you plan your trip. I want to make it easy for anybody because I know that this isn't classed as an officially recognised trail yet, so I thought by providing as much information as I possibly can, it will help anybody else have a really good experience. I'm going to go through lots of things such as resupply options. I'm going to go through getting to the trail, preparing for the trail, how I planned for it, itineraries, things like that. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notifications so you're notified when I upload those videos so you don't miss out on any of them. And also, if you've liked this video, give me a like. It really does help out me and my channel. And if you want to support me further, head over to Patreon. I will put all the details on the screen and in the description box below for you all about that. That is a way that you can support me and my channel from as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a month, and it really does help me out. I can't tell you how much that helps me out. So if you want to do that, head over there. But otherwise, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!